say it in the?
It says it for.
Oh, I
Yeah.
see. Okay.
The tweet just came out too.
Okay.
Oh, it automatically sends a tweet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
So it's gonna be on.
Joe, look at you. Oh, now it's Sammy.
Wait, am I full screen as well? Okay, cool. All right.
Yeah.
All right. I'm just gonna get right into it, I guess. So, everybody, it's our first ever live stream on SportsMe. It's a podcast. Word on the Block pod is going live right now. It's gonna be a very interesting episode. And yeah, we're starting off the NBA season with a little live stream, and it's always presented to you by SportsMe. Go download SportsMe today to battle any basketball fans, battle any sports fans that are on the app, and give us your hot takes, give us your cold takes, give us your outrageous and stupid takes that you have. Go download SportsMe today on iOS and Google Play. Now I'll take it over to you guys.
Yeah, we just wanted to welcome you guys to our first ever live. This should be a fun one. Nets Warriors tonight, followed by Lakers and Clippers, but we'll only be here for the Nets and Warriors. We're not going to do 3-hour live or anything like that. But yeah, Nets Warriors, KD going against his former team. First time we've seen him play in over 500 days, right, Keith?
Yes, sir.
And so I just kind of want to know what you guys are most looking forward to in this game. Probably going to do some predictions, that type of thing. But I think that we should let Keith start this off just because we all know how big of a Nets fan Keith is, unfortunately. And go ahead, Keith.
The biggest thing of the day is Kevin Durant is back, boys. And I don't think it's an overstatement when I say this is possibly the biggest day in Nets history. So Kevin Durant is making this team 5 years ago. 5 years ago to this day, the Nets were halfway through a 21-win season. 21 wins, and now they're sitting as a potential favorite to win the NBA championship. That is in itself amazing.
That 21-win season was after their 12-win season, right?
Yeah. The 12-win season was, I think, back in Jersey.
Was it actually that long ago?
Yeah, because I think 21-61 sounds like, it sounds like the Tatum, the year we gave the pick for Tatum.
Did you go to a lot of games in Jersey during those seasons?
Did you say so?
Did you go to a lot of games during those seasons, Jersey?
I was never to a Jersey game.
Wow.
Who was on that 21-win team?
That was the year they had Brook Lopez, Darren Williams, Thad Young, Joe Johnson.
They still had all those guys, so they were that bad?
Yeah, that was the year they bought out Joe Johnson. They bought out D. Will and all those guys. That was like Sean Mark's first year.
Yeah, you know what, Keith? I mean, I'm not – I used to like the Nets, but I'm not a big Nets supporter anymore. But I can't lie, Sean Marks has done an amazing job with that group. And, we spoke about it, I remember in the group chat like last year or something like that. Would you rather be the Nets with that foundation or be the Knicks with that pick that they got? And obviously the Knicks fell. They didn't get Zion. And the Nets foundation gave them 2 superstars. So sorry to rub it in, Sal, but
yeah, I mean, I was watching you guys see what they do to me. Their two teams are playing tonight. I'm sitting here, being a good supporter, watching their games. But I'll just take it in stride, and we'll see what the future holds. But nonetheless, big game tonight. Obviously, Nets Warriors. The return of KD, like you guys mentioned. But on the flip side, the Warriors also have a guy who hasn't played in a while. And Steph Curry, he had a shortened season in 2019, came back near the end of it. Obviously, the Warriors weren't a playoff team. What do you guys expect for him this year?
I'll go first, Keith. So I see the Warriors season going one of 2 ways, right? And it might be like, I don't know, it might be like not a bold prediction if I'm giving you 2 different ways. But I think that they're either going to miss the playoffs or I think they're going to be like a 5 seed. Like I don't think that they're going to be a borderline playoff team. I think that they're either not a playoff team, or they're a 5 seed, and I'll give you the reason why. I think if Steph Curry could get back to what he was before his injury, which I don't really see why not. He just hurt his hand, but I think he can do that, and he can lead them to, a good seed in the West. I think Steph Curry is one of the best 5 players in the NBA when he's healthy, and I don't really think it's debatable. I think he's probably behind LeBron, probably behind like a Giannis now, maybe a Kevin Durant, that type of thing. But I think that Steph Curry is one of the top 5 players in the NBA when he's healthy.
Yeah, Joe, and just looking at this Warriors team, obviously they don't have Klay Thompson. That's a huge loss for them. But their roster, like outside of Steph, outside of Draymond, there's a lot of question marks. I mean, I love James Wiseman. I thought he was the best talent in the draft, but there's been not much preparation available for him coming up into the season, and they're pretty much throwing him into the fire. He's going to be starting games for them, and he just simply didn't have time to prepare. There was no summer league. There was a shortened training camp. He probably barely even practiced with the team. And then you look at the Warriors' depth. Sure, they added guys like Andrew Wiggins and Kelly Oubre, but then after that, there's not much. I mean, Eric Pascal had a pretty good 2019. He was a solid rookie for them last year. But other than that, there's a lot of question marks on this Warriors team. I mean, I think they can make the playoffs just based off of Steph and Draymond and the experience with those two guys mixing in with the talent they added. But I don't know. I think it's going to be an interesting season for the Warriors.
Yeah, I mean, Sal, you gotta look at it, and the players that are surrounding Steph and Dre this time around are so different, especially with Klay being hurt. And I think that this is gonna be a really interesting team just for the whole season. Kelly Oubre is a very good player. They still have Andrew Wiggins, James Wiseman, like we all said. I think that this is gonna be a fun team to watch, even if they're not a top 3, 4 seed in the West, which I don't really think they will be.
So I think that's an interesting point you brought up about James Wiseman and the just the lack of preparation. I feel like that's going to be like that for a lot of rookies. I think that a lot of rookies are going to struggle this year more than usual, especially like point guards always kind of struggle in their first year, but I think everyone really. I feel like the guys who are more NBA ready, it's really going to show this year. Like guys like Obi Toppin and people like that. I mean. I guess we'll see, but I think that, like you said, a James Wiseman might not be as effective as he normally would be in one of these, in like opening games and stuff like that.
Yeah, exactly. Again, I love James Wiseman, but I'd be a little more confident in the Warriors if James Wiseman had, a real offseason like most rookies have. But obviously, due to COVID, that wasn't a thing. So, we'll see. We'll see if he is able to like get things down pat as the season progresses. But I think at the beginning, you're definitely going to see some growing pains for this Warriors team.
One more interesting guy I think in this game. Obviously, Kyrie is interesting, but I have another one. Draymond Green. Last year he was really not good, and we know the years before he was ranked very high in all these player ratings and all that stuff, but he never really put up the stats. What are your guys' like expectations for him this year? Personally, I feel like he took a step back last year, and I'm not sure if he's gonna ever get back to that again. It's tough to I don't know, it's tough to gauge. What do you guys think?
Well, go ahead, Sam.
I'll just say this about Draymond. I mean, he has to step up. Obviously, without Klay Thompson, he has to be their number 2 guy. Do I think he will be better than last year? Probably not. I mean, he's a very mediocre player. He's downgrading himself. It's gonna be a very interesting year for Draymond because he has to be the X factor for them in order to go really far into the playoffs. I think. I don't think the X factor has to be all of them. It has to be Draymond Green. How much of a leader can he be? How much can he be a compliment to Steph Curry? It's gonna be very interesting to see Golden State. We haven't seen them play since March, and they don't have 2 greatest players. So we'll see. Interesting.
Yeah.
And especially with Klay going down, Draymond's going to have to take on a much bigger role this season as the Warriors' second or third player, which he probably would have been anyway. But they're going to expect a lot more from him now. But just a thought, like as a long-term long-term thinking. Draymond Green's owed $100 million over the next 4 years, and for a guy who did not have a really good 2019, he's already coming into this year plagued with injury. He might be on the wrong side of 30. He's entering his age 30 season. What do you guys think about his future with the Warriors? Like, do you see him as a Warrior for life, or do you think if he continues to play like this, the Warriors are going to try and dump that contract, maybe attach some picks, maybe attach some young players to him, try and retool that roster with Steph and Clay, and try and take another shot at a championship with those two guys?
Sal, I saw. Oh, by the way, am I good right now or what?
Yeah, you're good.
Okay. I saw something before, and it was like bold predictions by Bleacher Report, and one of their bold predictions was that Draymond would be traded to the Hawks. So, who knows? I mean, I could see him getting his contract dumped, but I don't know who's honestly going to want him. If the Warriors don't want him, that's because they're not competing, and that's because he's not playing well. So who's going to want that big contract? You know what I'm saying?
I agree.
I mean,
they'd have to attach picks or a young player with the contract to get rid of it if he's not up to what they think he could be.
yeah, and I think with Curry, I think that Draymond really. I've said this about Draymond for a while. He is good when there's other great players around him. Like we saw, his best seasons were with Clay, Steph, KD, and with just Steph this year, it really depends how good these other role players are going to be around them and other guys in the starting lineup, like Kelly Oubre, Andrew Wiggins, Eric Pascal. Like these guys are all going to have to step up and be really good this year.
All right. Well, we're getting really close to tip off right now. One thing I think is interesting, Spencer Dinwiddie starting for LeVert. I don't really like it personally, but Keith, I think your opinion matters more than mine.
Okay, so I understand this for a reason or two. Spencer Dinwiddie seems to have the better analytical numbers when it comes to shooting off catch and shoot and playing off ball compared to LeVert. And in the bubble, we saw LeVert and Jared Allen actually had a really good chemistry running that pick and roll. So I think that that's another good reason for why. If it was up to me, I think Jared Allen should probably be starting over DeAndre Jordan and then go with it that way. But I don't think that's going to happen with KD and Kyrie anytime soon.
Bro,
I'm okay with it. I think Dinwiddie is going to have to be like that second, third facilitator guy who's okay with not putting up 15 a day. Like he could go for 6 one day and be okay with it and have like 7 assists, 8 rebounds, stuff like that. Because that's what he looked like he was doing in the preseason when he played.
Yeah. Yo, it's so crazy to see Steve Nash as a coach right now.
Yeah, I mean, I'm hoping he's good. He's going against Steve Kerr. He's going against Steve Kerr, who is what you want from Steve Nash. You want him to take these superstars and just find the right way to coach them and let them do their thing.
Something you mentioned before, Keith, too, about the Nets like lineup construction that I thought was interesting. I think part of LeVert's like chemistry with Allen might have came in the bubble too, like just because they bubble a lot together. You know, they played in some meaningful games together over the past couple of years. But I also did read, I don't know how accurate this is, but I think it could be possible that the Nets could be just taking it easy with LeVert, who was coming off a minor injury. I forgot what it was. You'll probably know what it was, but I think they could be doing that. Maybe over the course of the season, they could insert LeVert back into the lineup. Maybe it could be a team-by-team thing where they insert LeVert into starting lineup against some teams. But if he's off the bench for the majority of the year, you got to think about him as a 6 man of the year candidate.
Nice pass, DeAndre.
Yeah, great pass by DeAndre Jordan right there.
All right, yo, wait, can we get odds for who's first basket? Who we think's first basket?
Steph Curry on the pick and roll right now.
Right now, I'm gonna go with
Steph Curry pick and roll. Right.
James Wiseman. Oh, I won.
Can't even get a guess in this. This is
a lot of this is the defense has to come into fruition. Like DeAndre just absolutely terrible on pick and roll.
Hold on, who do you guys have winning this game? Like, what's your score predictions for tonight?
I mean, the fan in me wants the Nets to win by 10, but I think it's going to be a close game.
I think it's going to be really close. I can see this overtime, maybe, you know?
Give me Brooklyn.
You know what I mean? I mean, Golden
Brooklyn
State
went.
played a game since March, so they're gonna be coming out swinging.
I think I'm gonna go with the Nets, and I'm totally not trying to reverse jinx or anything.
Sal, I don't want to hear it.
So it's so weird seeing Durant like right now, just like in a game because we haven't seen him play in so
It's
long.
like
Yeah.
Kyrie.
Kyrie's trash. That was a lucky shot.
He's wearing that armband like Kobe, Joe.
Get it here
Yeah.
first. Yo, lucky shot.
Oh, Wiseman.
Okay.
Dude, I like Wiseman's game, bro.
Wiseman's got to prove me right, man. I was the last couple podcast episodes. I've talked big about him. I think he's
For
having
sure.
a great NBA career.
Oh yeah, another prop bet that we saw before was who scores more tonight,
Scores
Steph
more.
Curry or Kevin Durant.
Well, right now Steph Curry's winning.
Yeah, I'll have to go with Steph.
Never
Oh
mind.
yeah, oh yeah, Keith?
Never
Oh, yeah.
mind.
Oh.
I'm taking KD.
Vinny over on Periscope says reverse jinxes don't work.
Oh, that's
He should be in our fantasy football league.
That's the guy.
I said I was gonna lose last week in fantasy, and I dropped 176 points. So
No. Oh my God.
I just made it to the finals, so I'll take it. Barely made it.
Oh.
Ugh.
wow.
All right, Curry, just heaving it, you know.
And there's Joe Harris.
This look like
Yeah, that's 75 mil.
He earned every dollar of that.
Would you rather give 75 mil to Joe Harris or 64 mil to Luke Kennard?
Joe Harris every day.
Nice shot, Andrew
It's a
Wiggins.
great topic to start on
I
the
mean,
app.
yeah.
Get the
I
app.
And then when he thought he was Steph Curry right there.
That'll create a lot of engagement.
That would create a lot of engagement. That would. Oh, okay.
Where's a foul? Yeah, it's an underrated part of Steph's game, bro. He can finish in the rim, by the rim.
I don't think Joe Harris has not hit a 3-pointer in a game for like the last season and a half. By the way.
Yeah, so he's got that Kyle Korver streak going on.
Yeah, he's got a streak going on. Like, Wiseman missed the jumper.
That was kind of he has a weird form.
Come on, Wiseman.
Oh, uh-oh.
Oh, Sal, are you behind us?
Worry out here burning too much sage. You just missed that.
I mean, no, I'm actually the game didn't start for me. I'm waiting for it. But no, I'm good.
There's a spoiler for Sal. Uh-oh.
Spoiler alert, Sal. The Knicks aren't winning today.
They're not losing either.
And what?
What a start.
So that's just
Steve
so
Nash is
effortless.
coaching amazing.
Imagine being Mike D'Antoni and having to listen to Steve Nash as the actual coach when you coached him. That
I
must be
don't
so
think Mike
weird.
D'Antoni is complaining.
Right. Yeah, that must be interesting.
Whoever took
Mike
KD,
D'Antoni's job is convince James Harden.
Amari Stoudemire too, bro. He's over there. I don't see him anywhere. Where is he? Is he
He's,
at the end of the bench?
Yeah, he's at the end of the bench. He's probably a few rows back. He's like a player coach kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a very interesting staff they have. Like a lot of new
He
coaches.
did a really good job though. Like they kept Jacques Vaughn, who obviously has good chemistry with the younger guys that were in the bubble, and then they added D'Antoni and Udoka. Udoka is really underrated as a coach and as an assistant coach. So
Yo, Keith, that's like an underrated part. I feel like of I don't know, just in general of like a team, I guess.
building a team.
Because like last year, I was like, when the Lakers were looking towards Jason Kidd, I was like, bro, please do not take Jason Kidd. I don't want Jason Kidd, right? And they ended up getting Vogel, obviously. But then I didn't mind Jason Kidd being an assistant coach because he has good relationship with players. They also had Lionel Hollins, who's a good defensive coach. Phil Handy is another one. Like they had a good staff.
You guys want to talk about head coaching issues? You know who to talk to.
You talking about they got Tom.
Mike Miller was a great coach last year.
Talk to me and Sal about all of our coaching problems.
We've had over 10 head coaches in the past 15 years. So like
The Nets probably aren't too far behind you.
Talk about consistency though. So
Yo, Spencer Dinwiddie's nice.
This is why I don't like Spencer Dinwiddie. And there's Kyrie.
Oh, do they have like all? Oh my God! Did I set my?
If you like from the starting lineup,
Uh-oh.
Joe, he's probably in there just because.
No, I don't have Kyrie anyway. I don't know if I don't think I have anyone playing in this game. I just thought about it.
I have
In my one league, I have like six Nets and the Clippers combined. So
Are you a Nets fan or something that you drafted a ton of Nets?
no, didn't get that role.
I have LeBron and Kawhi later, so
That's fun.
Big Clipper fan, I guess.
yeah, I'm a huge Clipper fan.
Joe, do you live in Los Angeles or something?
Yeah, yo, and I think Andrew. Yo, look at. Did you just see that miss? I think
Yeah.
Andrew Wiggins is one of my least favorite players in the whole NBA.
It's sad too because like if he only developed a
Oh my!
he could be really good.
I feel like if he gave 100%, he'd be really good. But yeah, I feel like he doesn't try.
He still has that Minnesota Timberwolves mentality.
Yeah, and that's why I think Anthony Edwards is gonna be trash.
I mean, yeah, I'm not crazy about him to begin with. I feel like Wiggins, to be honest.
Yeah, I agree.
This Kevin Durant guy's pretty good.
He's okay.
How many combined points do KD and Kyrie have already? It's got to be almost. I think the only one that wasn't them was Joe Harris. No.
Let's see. I'm checking box score.
I think so.
Yeah, they have 15 combined.
Yo, my friend Tommy texted me just now. Yo, the Nets look good. Like you scared.
Kevin Durant's on pace for 80 points.
He said they're gonna be a problem.
Kevin Durant's on pace for 80. He has 10 points in 5 minutes.
Do you think he'll get to 80 at this rate?
I don't think he'll even get to 40.
Yeah.
Just the and Joe, you mentioned Tommy. He's a Laker fan, right?
Yeah.
You mentioned well, Nets are gonna be a problem. What do you guys think about the Western Conference? I know we previewed the Eastern Conference last show.
He did.
You guys think the Western Conference playoff seeding's gonna play out?
Keith, do you want to go first?
Yeah. Just because of the gap, the small gap in the season, I think the Lakers are gonna fall out of that one spot. I think they're gonna be the 2 seed. And I think the Clippers are gonna play with a hunger on them. I think they're gonna take the 1 seed. And then I put the Nuggets 3. I put the Nuggets 3 just because I think they're really the third best team in the West. And then after that, it just falls off. It's just like a scrap fight for that 4 through 8, I feel. So I'm going to go with the Mavs. I said last pod, Rick Carlisle is my coach of the year. So putting the Mavs at 4 isn't that shocking. Then I think the Blazers will do better than they did last year. So I have them 5. The Jazz are a steady team. Then the Warriors at 7. And the Rockets are just so unpredictable that I'm going to throw them at 8. And if they trade James Harden, they might pull out of that.
Keith, our lists are very, very similar.
Oh, really?
Yeah, which is actually kind of crazy because I have I kind of predicted, I did like a light prediction of their records, and like all their records are like close, like the 3 to, let's say like the 3 to like the 6 seed are like all very close. I also, this may be surprising, I also have the Clippers being the 1 seed this year.
Wow, wow.
I do. Well, you know what though? I feel like LeBron, like, even though I drafted him in fantasy and I need him to play, I feel like he's gonna take the regular season easy now. He went for his MVP last year. He didn't get it. I don't think he's gonna go that hard for an MVP anymore. I do think the Lakers supporting cast is obviously better than it was last year, but I think that the Clippers, like Heath said, are gonna play with a hunger. I think that they're gonna be the 1 seed.
Paul George for MVP. That's what he said.
Wait, is that actually what he said?
Remember when he signed the extension, he said he had his MVP caliber trainer with him?
Oh, yeah.
He's going to win MVP. Let's go.
As much as I hate him now, I mean.
Well, did any of you just see that graphic on the screen?
Yeah.
It was the Suns, and Steve Nash, Stoudemire, Sean Marks, and D'Antoni were all in the same picture.
Wait. Was
Sean Marks played with the Suns with Steve Nash.
He played with them?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was a center or like a power forward.
Are you serious? I didn't know
Yeah.
that.
You better hope they don't relocate to Phoenix.
You know what? If they do, I'll make the travel.
Wait, Keith, where'd you have the Warriors in yours?
7, I want to say.
See, like we're watching right now. I don't know if they have, like Sal was saying before. I don't know if they have like. I just don't know if they have the supporting cast behind Steph. Like,
Well,
You gotta think they.
finish your list, Joe, and then I could
Yeah.
all right, I'll give it. All right. So I got the Clippers 1, the Lakers 2, Nuggets 3, like Keith said. I think Porter's gonna improve tremendously. 4, I don't have the Mavericks. I have the Blazers because I think, like you guys know, I think that the Blazers are gonna be really good this year. I think Dame has a shot at MVP. I think Terry Stotts has a shot at Coach of the Year. Then I have Jazz 5, Mavs 6. The Jazz 5, just because they're steady, they're always steady. What they have last year, I don't know. I didn't look up what they had last year, but I'm sure that I have them for around the same amount of wins. And the Mavs are gonna be missing Porzingis a little bit, I think. Suns 7, Warriors 8. That's what I got.
All right. Well,
That's the Suns, man.
well, my list is I guess I'm the only Laker fan here. I got the Lakers number 1. I just think they upgraded their roster. I think the additions will help. I think they'll maintain that number 1 seed. I got the Clippers too. I do think they'll be hungry, but I just think the Lakers have more talent, at least on paper. So I got the two.
I agree they have more talent, but
I have the Nuggets at 3. I like that team. I think they're going to continue to be competitive. Blazers at 4. If they stay healthy, that team could be very dangerous. You saw it in the bubble. They once they got Nurkic back, they became a threat. They were beating teams, and they even gave the Lakers a little bit of a scare. They won game 1. They were a little bit competitive in the other playoff games, but obviously they weren't going to beat the Lakers. But I have the Mavs at 5. I think not having Porzingis for the beginning of the season is going to hurt them a little bit, but once they get him back, they should be fine. I have the Rockets dropping the 6 just because of that whole James Harden debacle, and they have a completely different roster. I think it's going to be interesting to see how their chemistry is, especially to start out the season. At the Suns at 7, I think adding Chris Paul changes the whole dynamic of that team. I think they're definitely a playoff team with him. And I got the Jazz at number 8. They're usually consistent. They're a good defensive team. Quinn Snyder's a good coach. I like the Jazz. So that means I do not have the Golden State Warriors in the playoffs once again. I just a lot of question marks around Steph. I just don't know if they have enough. You're looking at it right now. They don't look good right now at all.
Yeah, Sal, I feel like watching the Warriors right now, like the whole team except for Kelly Oubre didn't play since March, and James Wiseman hasn't played since like February.
Yeah, there's gonna be a lot of rust with.
I think they might be able to knock this rust off and then get Draymond back in there. This could be like a bottom tier playoff team.
I mean, yeah, I'm not saying that the Warriors don't have a chance to make the playoffs at all, but
Steph Curry.
I just don't know if Steph's enough in the West. I don't know. He's good. He's the best point guard in the league, but that roster is a lot of question marks.
This Nets offense is insane.
I mean, Kyrie and Kevin Durant, obviously they're 2 of the most unguardable players in the league, but they're absolutely just not missing right now. Like they missed what once a each?
I think once each, yeah. What's it called? I just know I've been looking at like Twitter and stuff, and Kevin Durant said like they haven't been running like set offensive plays yet because like it's too early for build it. This is just a team running an offense on the fly, and they're like pretty freaking good.
Yeah, because they're like I said, they're 2 of the most unguardable players in the world.
They're really talented. Like
also,
they have a good team. Come on.
They're throwing the bench squad in a little bit right now.
Yeah, I'm surprised Shemet came in already.
Oh yeah, I guess
that's a like low key pickup the Nets got. Like,
oh my, Kelly Oubre just tried that.
Wow.
Bro, Kelly Oubre's missed about like 5 shots that went like in and out or like at the rim wide open.
He almost got put on the list, Keith. He almost got put on the list.
He did almost get put on the list.
See, like that's the thing. That's another thing about the Nets, though. Like, yeah, like obviously their offense looks great right now, but the Warriors are also just missing a lot of wide open shots. Like I feel like
it looks like
we know that
coming out.
Yeah, the Nets have the Nets have.
Oh my God!
That's something.
Welcome
And
back,
that's-
Kevin Durant. Welcome back.
That's something.
Maybe I should retract that statement. I mean, Kelly, you Steph Curry's help.
Yeah.
Welcome back. Oh, what do we got? He's got another dunk too. Wow, yo, that was actually wild. That was a wild dunk.
Kelly Oubre is going to save the
The
Warriors.
third star.
Do you think, Keith? Have you heard anything about sorry, not the Warriors, the Nets, and Kevin Durant's minutes? Like, is he gonna play 30 minutes?
I think he's good to go. Like they haven't said he's on a restriction or anything.
I just feel like for a guy who hasn't played in so long, like you don't really want to play him 35
Yeah,
minutes.
no. I feel like 30, 32 is probably gonna be what they look for.
I mean, the way this game's going, if the Nets are able to keep this comfortable lead, they might not have to push KD.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
it's
I
early,
mean,
so
that's gonna be hard to ask for though.
Yeah, but again though, you still on the flip side, you still kind of want
I
KD
won.
to get pushed a little bit. Like you need to get him back to that 35, 40
Yeah.
range.
Yeah, I mean, I don't expect Kevin Durant to play over 32, 35 minutes, like you said. And that dunk, bro. I do think that they're gonna take it easy with KD. I think Kyrie might play more minutes, but
yeah,
Like,
this is where things get interesting for the Warriors. By the way, too, they brought in some of the bench.
bench.
I don't even know. Was that Damian Lee who they brought in?
yeah, I brought in Damian Lee.
That's my
Who's
favorite.
that?
It's the bench. They always had a good bench. Now they
Yeah.
don't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Joe, you were talking about how the Nets brought Shamet in. Like their rotation is kind of weird to me right now. I don't know how it's gonna work.
Why? Who else do you want?
Well,
in-
so the 10-man rotation probably is it's the starting five, which is Katie, Kyrie, Harris, Dinwiddie, Jordan. Then you have Levert, Allen, Shamet, Torian Prince, and probably Jeff Green.
Jeff
as a
Green,
10-man
yeah.
rotation.
Mhm.
And they added a guy like Bruce Brown, who I think is actually going to be really good for.
I think that's a sneaky pickup too. Bruce Brown.
I think he's a grit and grind kind of guy. Like I think you need one of those guys like that who's not going to really demand shots and going to play really good defense and run a good fast break. So
What
I'm
about
interested-
Keith? What about Chris Chioza?
he can sit in the G League? But seriously, but you can say that there are guys like Chris Chioza who played rather well in the bubble. Like he wasn't a star in the bubble, but he showed he could be a rotation guy in the NBA. Like if they make a trade for James Harden or something, they don't. It's not like their depth just goes out the window. They have pieces to replace the depth with. Not as good, but good enough.
Yeah, Chris Chioza gonna be
Yeah.
playing major minutes.
Yeah, he'll be the sixth man.
You guys saw the report about James Harden before?
Oh, he threw the ball at the rookie.
Yeah, bro. Jay-Sean Tate, put some respect on his name.
I was asleep when I saw it. I just woke up and read it.
Yeah, they gotta get, bro. He's acting like it actually gets me a little angry. Like he's acting like a little girl.
It's a little concerning, especially if you drafted him in your fantasy basketball league. But I mean, but nonetheless, though, I think it is a little dumb what he's doing. Like, if you want to get traded, why would you do stuff like that? That makes teams scared to trade for you. Like, you should just play it cool. Just do your thing. You already said that you're frustrated. You already said you want out. So there's already teams talking to the Rockets about potentially trading for you. Just let the process happen. And I mean, as long as he plays, I mean, I'm not concerned as far as fantasy. He's going to still put up numbers as long as he plays. The only fear is if he somehow decides to sit out. But
Yeah, what if they give him the Anthony Davis treatment?
that's the only thing I'd probably say I'm afraid of. But as long as he plays, whether it's with the Rockets or not, I'm confident in the pick still.
I mean, the thing is, when you're James Harden, you're used to getting in your way with everything in the Rockets. Like the reports have been saying, you're going to throw a tantrum when you don't get traded.
Yeah.
And
Throwing a
they
tantrum at
probably-
a rookie too is just, I don't know if you guys are having some technical difficulties, but the Rockets are such a mess right now, and
Yeah.
Harden throwing a ball at a rookie, what are you feeling in that in his shoes?
Yeah.
What are you feeling about your own leader, one of the best scorers of all time? Yes, the only reason why he's a great scorer is because he shoots 20 of 20 free throws a game. But
Will Chamberlain had 100 points because he shot a lot
Right.
of free throws that game too.
right. So what are you feeling as the rookie in that situation? The star that you're looking up to is throwing temper tantrums as another fucking 3. Crazy. What do you guys think about that? Like, rookie shoes, Harden throws a ball at you and temper tantrums? Like,
It's tough. It's tough for a rookie to
other
deal
fucking
with that.
yo.
I just want to know
Oh, the
what
Nets are
happened.
Kyrie Irving is fucking
Yo,
insane.
this team is going off right now. That's crazy.
Steve Kerr said this is his payback for the last 5 years.
Katie looks pretty hype.
He does look really.
I
hype.
would be hyped.
I mean, I'll give it credit. Like, it's going to be a fun team to watch. Like, it's interesting to see like what happens with the Nets this year.
I can't wait to see a Nets Lakers finals. Yeah.
Joe, you're discounting the Nuggets and Clippers too
Yeah.
early, bro.
I can't wait for that finals. That's something I'd love to see.
Joe, you're forgetting that the Nuggets are in there for James Harden. Oh my God, you're gonna have so much fun watching James Harden and Nikola Jokic, your 2 favorite basketball players.
Bro, I would hate that team.
Jamal Murray too.
I'd like such a weird thing because James Harden's like sits there and just runs like the offense, and Jokic can't do much without the ball.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think that would work. I don't even think they have enough to give the Rockets.
I mean, if you throw in Porter Jr. and
I don't know.
someone like that,
I think they could do it. They can't. They could put like MPJ,
Bull.
They have a lot of depth. I don't know. They might.
I mean, if they could do it, then do it. Like I don't understand some of these teams. Like if you could make the trade.
I mean, the Heat pulled out of talks with them.
I mean, if they're asking for like Bam and Tyler Hero, then I understand why they pulled out. But if it's just Tyler Hero and like something else that's not Bam, I do it.
Yeah, the deal breaker has to be Bam. Otherwise, I don't understand what happened.
Like if they're asking you for Kendrick Nunn and Tyler Hero, oh man, I'll give those to you all day.
Maybe they want Myers Leonard. He's worth a lot of money.
Bro, this is actually insane.
This is the Nets without KD and Kyrie.
Oh yeah, neither of them are in.
Yep.
Is that Prince?
And Prince is in the
Oh my
left corner.
God! Did you see his hair? Did you see
Yeah. That's cornrow Karis LeVert for you.
You guys saw that Karis LeVert was being was ahead of Jaylen Brown in fantasy?
Yeah, I mean that's just because he puts up stats. He was the go-to guy when Kyrie and KD were hurt. So
Since you talk about hair, didn't Karis LeVert have an afro the other night?
yeah,
I think it's just because his braids were like out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean
No.
Sal, that's how
Had
how the hair works there.
I mean, I'll
Like,
see.
you can take an afro and like braid it into cornrows easily.
I don't see Jared Allen having a.
If Jared Allen put on cornrows, it'd be very fun to watch. The size of that man's afro.
Jared Allen definitely smells.
I don't know. He seems like a very clean person. Just the afro is like his way of like being defiant.
What rotation player did the Nets? Oh my God, nice move. What
Well,
rotation player did the Nets get rid of again for Shamet? Or did they?
Well,
Well, I know Kennard got moved.
they traded Musa, Jean Musa.
Yeah.
Oh, so it wasn't. They didn't give up.
They traded Musa and their first round pick.
But yeah.
And Musa didn't even touch the rotation really.
Was the Nets pick the Sadiq Bey pick?
Yeah, Sadiq Bey. So I mean, you're the Nets. It makes sense because you're in win now mode. Sadiq Bey's gonna take a while.
Yeah, no, yeah. It was
Kevin Durant is the coach right now. He's talking to Karis LeVert.
Dom said he can't watch this Nets game right now.
It's giving him PTSD or something.
I love to see Knicks fans supporting the live right now. I got you all.
So I mean, we're talking about this first game obviously the whole time. Oh, that's Marquise Chris, right? Marquise Chris actually played well last year.
I like Marquise Chris. He not good for the draft pick he was taking at, but he's a good guy.
That's for sure.
He was a very hot. I mean, I'm not saying in the fantasy draft. In real life, he was a very.
He was a
hot
lottery
player.
pick, I think.
Yeah, he was. Bro, they have 40 points already.
Yep.
I mean, the Warriors aren't a great defensive team either, though.
That's another thing too.
Without Draymond, yeah.
Like even with Draymond, like this is gonna be a lot of growing pains for this team.
Yeah.
Marquise Chris just drained that. Landry Shamet's wearing James Harden's number. I don't know how that's gonna work.
You know what's crazy to me? I hated Steph Curry for so long, but like after the fact that like all this, like, you know, now he's just on a bad team or like a decent team. Like I never actually hated him. I hated the Warriors, you know what I
It
mean?
was all the bandwagon hype around them.
Oh my God, bro.
And Steph
Like
Curry.
that. What a shot.
Poor Jared Allen.
Jared Allen will be okay. He's gonna have a really fun time in Houston.
Yeah, like I never hated Steph Curry. But I think I definitely hated Kevin Durant. Imagine it's that's right now.
Not Steph Curry. That's
He's gonna
why.
hit that. He's gonna hit that. Oh,
Ooh.
Jared's
Mid-season
turning
form
it
that's
over.
going in.
Durant looking hype. Man.
that's about as good as the first quarter as you can ask for if you're a Brooklyn
40
Nets.
points in the first quarter
agree.
is one of the best you can do for sure.
Well, they have combined. Kyrie's got 17.
Joe,
Mhm.
I know you mentioned the game coming on after this one, Lakers Clippers. I know you're going to be keeping a very close eye on that game. So, do you think the Lakers come out on top in that one?
Wait, hold up, Sal. Before we go into that, real quick, Rob told me that he commented on the YouTube. Where can we see the comments? I don't know. Do you guys
You
know?
have to
If
go
you
to
did?
the specific place.
Do you have the link or whatever?
No, my
Oh, Rob said, "Keep doing your thing, boys. Miss you guys. I miss you too, Rob."
Thank you,
I
Rob.
saw him the other day in the gym. I didn't know him and Joe go to the gym like early in the morning, so I went early and I saw them. Like 8:30.
so let me just do the ad real quick while the end of
Yeah.
the first quarter. And once again, all the podcasts and live streams are brought to you by SportsMe. And I'm going to show you real quick. Let me just do this. I thought this could be easier. Hold on. Share my screen.
Kyrie does have 17, Keith.
Yeah, he's got 17. Katie's got 10.
Can you guys see the app on my screen?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
up.
All right, cool. So, SportsMe. As soon as you load up, you see all of these battles. These are all people who are battling everybody, battling sports fans that are on this app. Crazy hot takes are always here. This is how you move through all the battles. We got every kind of sport possible.
All right.
And there was a lot of hype about this game too as well, including for
Sports.
this one. There's so many different takes, so many different people that are on the app, so many amazing personalities. Just come and join us, and it is as easy as going to the bottom of the screen with the plus button and just starting a battle. You'll obviously have your camera towards you and make all your takes possible. It'll go like this, and then it'll be a blue bar on the top, and then just hit the blue check mark on the bottom right, and then yeah, that's basically it. You put in your caption, put in all your tags, and it's going to go out to the SportsMe verse, as now that's a new word that we've created. So yeah, please everybody go and download SportsMe. Battle all of us that are on the app, and a quick 30-second SportsMe fashion. In quick SportsMe fashion, Golden State is down by 15 right now. 30 seconds or less. Go around this call. Do you guys see this team coming back to tie the game at half?
I'm gonna go with no. I think that they could make it a close game, but then as soon as Kevin Durant and Kyrie come back in, I think the lead's gonna go back up. I think it's probably gonna stay double digits.
Yeah, I agree. I think if the Warriors are lucky tonight, they get this game to within 10, maybe it looks semi-competitive. But like Joe said, once KD, Kyrie, and the rest of the Nets starters come in, and this game will get out of hand.
Yeah, the only way they're getting close to this is if if Steph Curry gets electric and catches fire, and he's not even in right now. So I don't see how that's going to happen, especially if he's going to come back in when KD and Kyrie are in. Can we just take a pause on the basketball talk? John Heyman just tweeted that the Mets have recently contacted DJ LeMahieu.
Oh God, no.
And the Yankee fan inside of me is very concerned about that.
Yeah, Keith, you probably shouldn't have said that while I'm on live right now.
Sorry, Sal. I know this is a really depressing moment of your day, right?
Yeah.
This is not jokes.
I'm gonna try and make believe that didn't happen for the rest of the.
Oh, what a good poke!
Andrew Wiggins is horrible.
But Joe, before Rob rudely interrupted me, Rob, watching, I still love you. What do you guys think about the Lakers Clippers game?
Yeah, let me go first. Because I am very excited to see them get their rings. But one thing that does kind of suck is that you guys saw that they're not unveiling the banner until fans come back.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea though, because the fans deserve to see that, especially since they can't see the rings.
Yes, I agree. But while I agree with that, it's like, damn, like I really wanted to see the banner come out tonight. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you want to rub more salt in the Clippers' wounds, right?
No, like I just personally, like I just want to see the banner out. Like I want to see 2020 champions. But I think I don't want to act like I'm reverse jinxing it, but I feel like the Clippers are going to win tonight.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, Joe, like I said, I think Clippers have that hunger. I think that I don't know how have they said anything about LeBron AD? Are they just full ready to go, or are they gonna play minimum minutes or whatever?
No, I don't think that they're gonna be limited at all. I think the only way that they're gonna be limited, I mean, I'm not obviously they're not gonna play like 38 minutes. He's not gonna be that hard, but I think the only way that they'll be limited this season in any capacity is if they sit out games. Like I don't think that they're gonna.
You think that when they play, they'll be full go, and then the rest days will be
like LeBron has never been a guy who's played like less minutes. You know what I'm saying? Like
that's true.
LeBron has always played some of the most minutes in the league. So I think that trend will continue. But I think that the Clippers win tonight just based off of like last year, the Clippers won opening day and they won on Christmas. And I just feel like I don't know. I just feel like they get up for the Lakers more than anyone else. I think we all could agree on that.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Can we just next time the Warriors are on offense, Draymond Green is wearing an all navy blue sweatsuit with Tim's on, and it's the weirdest thing I've ever seen in my life.
In New York, you had to bring out the Tims.
Oh, he might be a Knick now.
No, I know.
Salary swap. Julius Randle for Draymond Green. Are you taking it or no?
We avoided adding big contracts this offseason.
Julius Randle for Draymond Green, yes or no?
No, because Julius Randle has a shorter deal, and no, I just don't want Draymond.
I feel like Draymond in New York would be like such a character. I mean, he's already
very fun.
Don't need him.
Man. Steph Curry's just still sitting out.
Sal, you have the Lakers number 1 in the West. So do you think that they're going to win tonight?
I do. Part of my reasoning you actually mentioned before, the Clippers did win opening night last year, so I think this might be the Lakers' turn. I think them getting the rings tonight, the banner coming down, I think that's just gonna.
No. The banner is not coming down.
The banner's not coming down.
They're getting their rings, but the banner.
They're getting the rings, so I think that'll give them some more motivation to just get them up for the game. I think, and plus the new Lakers on the team too. I think they're due for a big game to show out their their debut in the purple and gold. So I think the Lakers will edge us out. I think it'll be a close game though.
Who scores the late baskets for the Lakers? LeBron or AD?
AD.
Yeah.
AD. LeBron's the facilitator.
The second best player in the league.
Don't know about that.
Nice shot.
I love AD, but he's not the second best player in the league.
Shamet's been bad so far.
Yeah.
Is Eric Pascal added to the list now because of that?
Did he get blocked? I wasn't.
He got blocked, but it was like a tip block. He didn't like.
No. You have to be blocked on a dunk attempt, Joe.
LeVert's playing really well.
That's what they expect. That's why they have him in the what's it called?
Oh, I forgot Brad
Ooh,
Wanamaker
and
went to the Warriors. Such a
lost the backup point guard.
Yeah.
Joe, I actually have a fan question from James Jurgens.
Yeah,
James
what is it?
wants to know why did quote unquote I think James is a big Lakers fan. So he said why did LeBron pay Montrezl Harrell under the table to sign the same contract as Tristan Thompson? So I think you have a little bit of a issue there.
I don't have an answer because I really don't know why Montrezl Harrell signed that deal. I do think that big men didn't get anything. Like no big man really got a good deal, unless they could shoot. Like Davis Bertans, he was the only one. What do you get? 5 for 85?
Yeah.
Yeah, something like that.
Bro, the other guys like Serge Ibaka got 2 for 19. Serge Ibaka is probably better than Montrezl
That's a
Harrell.
nice pass.
It was so stupid how that all worked. I mean, I understand, I guess, because the NBA is moving in such a shooting direction,
Yeah,
obviously.
shoot first.
But like these guys are worth that. Like they're definitely worth more than that.
Every time I see Karis LeVert take a fall, I'm worried he's gonna get hurt again.
Do you think of that about all the Nets?
No, just Karis LeVert, because the last time I saw it happen, he snapped his foot in half.
Oh my god.
But
Wait,
yeah,
did he actually when was that? That was the beginning of last year?
no, it was the year before. It was the year before they got KD, Kyrie. In like Minnesota or something. He just snapped his foot and then D'Lo took over.
I got
Joe, if you remember, he snapped his foot. They won like that 15-game losing streak, and then went on like that 24-1 run.
24-1.
The Nets won like 24-1 and like a string and like a whole run at one. Like
Was that
21 or something?
Wait, was that the season with D'Lo?
With D'Lo, yeah.
Yeah, it was Russell.
The Jared Dudley season.
Jared
Or
Dudley, Hank.
As some of us like to call it, the magical season.
Yeah. The magical season where they went 42-40.
Hey, 42-40 and got KD and Kyrie. I don't want to hear it.
Yeah, well now we know that. We know that at the time.
Hey,
Got a pretty interesting thought. Nets are up 50 right now.
Got
Do you-
50.
Yeah, now it's but
The Nets are up 20.
yeah, it's 20, my bad. They have 50. But do you think a lot of this is credited to Steve Nash tonight, or you think it's just the Nets coming out and just absolutely knocking down shots and just playing really well?
Absolutely.
This is just the offense, man.
So you think Steve Nash has like basically nothing to do with it? He's just kind
Do
of.
you remember back when Steve Kerr took over the Warriors and he said, all I did was come in and say, tell me everything Mark Jackson told you guys to do and let me tweak it?
Yeah.
That's what I think Steve Nash is doing. It's like, play your type of basketball and I'll help and I'll coach through that. He's using their like tendencies to make an offense.
And that's an interesting point, Keith. I feel like Steve Nash and Steve Kerr might fall into a similar category, not just because they're both named Steve, but I feel like more. Just because the Nets are talented, the Warriors were talented. There's a lot of people who criticize Steve Kerr, like he has a loaded team, like how much impact does he really have? And I know it's a very, very interesting debate. For me personally, I think he did have some impact. It's, to what degree is up for discussion, but I feel like it's possible that we could see that same conversation happening with Steve Nash.
I'm not gonna lie. I think this tonight has absolutely nothing to do with Steve Nash. I think I could go out there and coach the Nets, and they'd be doing this. But yeah, I think Steve Kerr and Steve Nash have a lot of similarities. I'm not saying that Steve Nash is gonna be a bad coach or anything, but I just feel like he didn't put together something this quickly, in a short off season.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, I mean, Steve Kerr just can't do a lot with how little time he's had, like you said, Joe. Maybe the end of the year we'll see like an offense get put in where it's like, yeah, you can tell that Steve Nash is doing something.
Well, personally, I think that Steve Kerr. I think everyone gives him a lot of shit because obviously he had Curry and Thompson, and
Yeah,
his team was amazing. But I think that
he still
I
had a
don't.
lot of impact in that.
Yeah, like I don't think they would have done that without him. I really don't.
I mean, I think who else would have had the balls to start Draymond Green over like David Lee?
I agree.
Like, not a lot of coaches had. Mark Jackson died by that. Like Steve Kerr
Yeah,
really introduced like that small ball like trend, and now everyone's living with it.
and Mark Jackson also basically. I remember reading or actually watching a video about this. Mark Jackson basically made Steph Curry a pick and roll player, right? And like Steph Curry, like obviously he's a great pick and roll player, we know that, but he's also great ISOing, and he's also great off the ball. But
Yeah.
Mark Jackson just had a pick and roll, and it didn't allow him to
Wash, rinse, repeat. It doesn't give you everything to be your best player.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's unfortunate because I don't think Mark Jackson was a bad coach. I definitely don't think he wasn't a bad like constructor of a team, but it just the stories you hear about how like players didn't really get along with him, like he didn't really play to their strengths. It was kind of his way or the highway. There was big falling out with him in the Warriors organization, and that's partly why he doesn't have a coaching job today. But it's just a crazy story. Like, yeah, I know he still commentates basketball. He's obviously a great basketball mind. He also went to St. John's, so that's another plus for him.
St. John's.
Yeah, I mean, Sal, coaches that come from St. John's aren't always the best, though.
Yeah.
We see that firsthand with Chris Mullen.
Not Iron Mike right now.
Iron Mike is the best.
Iron Mike is. And
He beat Georgetown.
did beat Georgetown.
True.
Big W for St. John's.
Who
Barclays Center empty is so weird.
who was the leading scorer of that game, by the way?
Was it Champagne?
No, I think it was someone that I was like, oh damn.
Oh, what, in the St. John's game?
Yeah.
It was hang on.
I feel like it was someone that I didn't really recognize. Well, I think I knew his name, but I was like,
Greg Williams.
it was Greg Williams.
Okay.
Yeah, I like him. He's good.
Yeah, but I mean, I
That's a
figure
good
like
way.
Champagne usually like leads them in scoring or
He had
whatever.
20. He had a
Yeah,
good
it's either him or Alexander. It's all those guys.
Yeah, Vince Cole's also not bad.
KD just drew a charge on James Wiseman.
Yeah, what do you guys think of Wiseman so far tonight?
I think for his first game in the NBA ever, and for his first game in like so long, I think it's really promising.
You do? I don't know. I feel
Yeah.
like he's. I mean, we can't really make any.
I mean, he hasn't played. This is his first game with like playing real NBA talent. So he didn't even play college level talent. So it's hard to like see like how he's gonna do. Like he's not afraid to shoot the jump shot. So that's a good sign. So I wouldn't hit the panic button on him, but definitely gonna take a while. It's definitely gonna take a while for him to get his feet wet in the NBA.
Yeah, like we said before, it's gonna take a while. Who did you guys see? Who is that? Who is that coming out of the game? Is that Poole? No, it's not Poole. Is that Lee? I think it might be Lee.
Maybe I really can't tell. Oh, Kyrie with the steal.
Imagine being Damian Lee and them telling you, yeah, you got to go guard Kevin Durant. No, actually, that's not Damian Lee. I don't. That guy's still on the court. Hold on. This guy with the ball, 95. Oh, Steph Curry's pretty open.
Yeah, he's gonna drain that.
Surprised I went.
It's a bad sign when you don't know who's on the court for the Warriors. That doesn't bode well for their playoff chances.
Yeah, that's true. See, this guy with the rebound, bro. I have no idea who he is.
Let's see.
Number 95. Look at Steph.
Good D by Kyrie.
Damn.
I don't know if Spencer Dinwiddie's done anything for this game.
That is Juan Toscano Anderson.
Yeah? Oh, actually, I actually know who that is. I remember him from last year.
Oh, Toscano Anderson's hurt.
Kyrie's gonna like help him up and say like
Toscano Anderson.
he's gonna help him up and say like
Can you smell my sage?
a quote- no, he's gonna say like a quote from the Native American.
Open your third eye with the sage around the court.
I like this set from the Warriors, by the way. I like how they have Curry playing off the ball. Oh look, Kevin Durant's guarding Curry. Oh, nice. I like seeing Curry off the ball. He thrives in that. So how you see this? Keith's making a battle.
Yeah, so Keith right now is making a battle. It's just as easy as picking up your phone and doing it. And Salvatore and Joe are going to make one right now about this game.
Yes, sir. We'll switch off like Keith can do one. And then
Yeah, no, yeah, perfect.
I'll go next, Joe.
All right, bet.
Just showcasing the app.
Sal, who's the most impressive guy of the night to you so far?
I think it's pretty obvious.
Kevin Durant?
Yeah.
See, I'm going to disagree. I think Kyrie's been a little more impressive.
Yeah, it's because he has 1 point?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, all right. If you're saying who's playing better this game, obviously Kyrie is the player of the game, quote unquote. But I think just seeing KD being back to what he is definitely a big thing for the Nets. But I'm gonna leave it to the battle. You should join, and you all who are listening should join as well.
Yeah, you guys should all download SportsMe and hop in our battles. We're all talking about Nets Warriors.
Damn, bro, Kyrie's actually cooking.
Guy's a bucket. You can say anything you want about his stuff off the court, but when he gets on the court, he's one of the best point guards in the league.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, I guess we'll see the season, but like, are we gonna put him over? I feel like him and Dame was always a conversation.
That is going to be the conversation at the end of the year, I think. Like
Yeah,
everyone's definitely got Dame above Kyrie right now because of how well he played last year in the bubble, especially. But a healthy Kyrie is up there with Dame, and with Durant, I think Kyrie has a lot more space to work and show just how good he can be.
Yeah, I mean, last year we actually started seeing Dame Lillard get compared to Steph, which I think. I mean, I never hopped on that bandwagon because I think Steph's a lot better.
Much. Jeff Green.
I really like Jeff Green as a player. I've always liked him.
I really thought the Nets were going to go get more role players like that, but they didn't really get much other than Jeff Green and Shamet.
I mean, how much deeper do you really need your team, though? You have 10 guys that can all play.
I guess that's true. Like, I know myself, I wanted, like, Ibaka, but that was more wishful thinking than anything else.
Well, if they got Ibaka, they would have definitely had to get rid of people.
I mean, that's what I thought was out. I thought they were going to trade Jared Allen at least if it was just him.
Yeah.
Just trade Jared Allen, get like another like 3-and-D wing, get Ibaka, shore up the bottom half of the rotation. Because Taurean Prince is okay. I don't know. He had a really bad year last year, so I don't know how I feel about him right now.
Yeah, he was horrible towards the end of the year. I remember that.
He was really bad the whole year. And it's really
battle real quick, you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, Keith, what's the word on Taurean Prince?
I mean, Taurean Prince, he came in here. He's supposed to be a 3-and-D guy. He got him last year, gave him the extension, and then he really disappointed a lot of people, I think, last year. But people are still high on him. The thing is, like, these early games, like, there's no real set offense like we've been talking about. So I think it's going to be really hard to tell how a Dinwiddie guy, LeVert, all these guys like Taurean Prince are really going to be hard to get a gauge on how good they're going to be in this.
The good thing is, too, Keith, like, especially with how deep the Nets are, especially adding KD and Kyrie and fixing up that bench, adding Shamet and Bruce Brown, who's still actually yet to enter the game. But especially when it comes to playoff time, when you're only playing like 8 or 9 guys, you got to assume if Taurean Prince still isn't what the Nets have hoped for, they're only going to run Durant, Kyrie, Jordan, Dinwiddie, Harris, Jeff Green, Jared Allen, Karis LeVert, and Shamet. Like that. That's going to be it probably.
Yeah, and I mean, if they get a little freaky with it, they might. If my inclination's right, you might get a Bruce Brown in there.
Yeah,
I think Bruce Brown. I think he's going to be a really big piece. Like the end of the stretch half of this year.
Is there a reason why he's not playing? Like, I not say I was excited to see Bruce not play, but I wanted to see like how the Nets would use him at least.
He didn't play much in the preseason either, so I'm thinking maybe it's just getting used to playing with these guys, maybe in practice and stuff, or they just really don't have a spot for him. Like there's guys on the back end of that bench, like Rodion Skroots, played a heavy amount of minutes in the bubble. Timothy Lalo-Cabarro, a lot of minutes in the bubble. Like these guys all played heavy minutes at some point for the Nets, and now none of them are really getting burned.
Well, I think if Torian Prince continues to not produce, you could easily see.
You can flip one of those guys in there. Yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
Bruce Brown could easily take that 8 or 9 ninth spot in the rotation.
What's good, guys? I'm back.
Just talking some Nets rotation, future plans. Bruce Brown hasn't entered the game yet for the Nets. Keith also mentioned he hasn't played much in the preseason, and Keith, as a Nets fan, isn't too impressed with the way Torian Prince has looked so far and in the past for the Nets. So could Bruce Brown just take that spot away from Torian Prince whenever he starts playing?
Yeah, I was gonna say stuff changes. Last year the Lakers rotation, I remember in the beginning of the year, was a whole lot different than it was at the end of the year. So you'll see guys that'll go in and out. That's a good move from James Wiseman though, right there.
Yep.
I didn't know he was a lefty until like not too long ago.
Yeah, I mean he didn't play much of college because of that whole issue with him in Memphis and the potential money scandal. But just following from high school and seeing him play the very little much he did at Memphis, I really like him. But again, just going back to before, I think there's still going to be some room for improvement, especially without a legitimate offseason.
Penny Hardaway coaches Memphis, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He just got an extension, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And he got like $12 million, 5 years, something like that.
They kind of got screwed out of last year. Like Memphis was supposed to be a really good team, especially with Wiseman, but
yeah,
season was a wash.
Yeah, and especially, I mean, it would have been a wash even without Corona, because like you said.
Yeah.
Were they good? Were they playing well without him, or do you remember?
I mean, I know they were a ranked team for a bit.
Yeah.
And obviously, if you have Wiseman in the lineup, you could beat anybody.
Yeah. Oh, look at that! Oh, what the hell is that?
That was good defense by Joe Harris.
Why? He just looks like he can. Oh, that's a good pass. Oh, Wiseman just looks like he can run up and down the court. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
He looks like an athletic big.
James just said in the chat. He said I think Penny Hardaway bought James Wiseman a house.
Oh, that's Juan Toscano Anderson, by the way. The chase down block.
Hey. Man. Yeah, this Warriors team looks really weird. It's so weird when you look like what this team was 2 years ago and now this.
Yeah, it's they, like Sal was saying, their depth is really
questionable,
narrowed down.
Mm-hmm.
I wish that we haven't mentioned it the whole time, which is actually surprising to me. I wish that Klay Thompson could have played this year.
Yeah, it would have changed the whole dynamic of this Warriors team. I think they'd be a lock for a top 4 seed in the West.
Oh yeah, for sure. I think that they the whole conference is really changed because like I had the Rockets missing the playoffs. Keith had the Suns missing the playoffs, and Sal the Warriors missing the playoffs. So now you have to add one of those other teams also missing the playoffs if the Warriors were in. You know what I mean?
Ooh, we have a question in the chat from James.
What is it?
This is for me. The question is James Harden for Joe Harris, Spencer Dinwiddie, and Jared Allen. What do I think?
For Joe Harris, Spencer Dinwiddie, and Jared Allen. So you're not even giving up LeVert.
If that's really the question, if that's a trade, then you have to do it. I feel because a guy like Joe Harris, you have Landry Shamet, who I think could fit that role easily. Dinwiddie, we know I don't like Spencer Dinwiddie, and then Jared Allen. Jared Allen's not even starting. Jared Allen's not even starting, so that seems like a no-brain deal to me. Like when Karis LeVert gets thrown in there, it's like it hurts a little bit because, like, again, you watched Karis LeVert since like the Nets drafted him, but I think when that happens, you have to just eat the bullet and take James Harden because it's James Harden.
Keith, you know what seeing Karis LeVert win a championship would feel like?
You know what seeing the Nets win a championship at all would look like?
No. Wait. You didn't let me finish. Seeing Karis LeVert win a championship with the Nets would be like me seeing Kyle Kuzma win a championship with the Lakers.
You guys are all talking championships.
Sal's talking.
I'm talking lottery.
Talking first number 1 picks.
That was a crazy.
We never seem to have any luck in these lotteries. I'm really starting to call into question the whole system in general. Knicks deserve the first pick. It's long overdue. It's been
This is
40
this
years.
is them getting all that bad karma from rigging the Patrick Ewing draft.
I was thinking the same thing, Keith. You took the words out of my mouth.
What you guys are talking about?
It's actually crazy when you look at that, like how it was that was actually rigged. That was definitely rigged.
Well, listen, I mean, rigged or not, they didn't win with him. So
I know.
you get nothing out of it. Give us the
I don't
first pick.
I don't care that it's I don't care it's rigged. Like I don't hate the Knicks or anything, but it's just like funny that like it was so like it was blatantly rigged. Like it looked
Like,
Yeah.
like you can't tell me Zion Williamson would not be so much better for the NBA as a New York Knick than he is right now with the Pelicans. I mean, the Pelicans weren't even using him right last year. They were almost scared to play. Like they were almost scared to play the guy.
bro. Imagine Zion in New York. Like they already post him like a million times on every social media page right now. Imagine if he's in New York.
Joe, you know how we used to have that joke about how the Nets post every Jared Allen dunk?
Oh my
God.
Bro,
Jesus
how many
Christ.
points? Yo, Keith, this is throwing. You know what this is? This is last year. Remember he had
Another half court shot from Curry.
Mhm.
what he had 50, right?
He had 50, yeah.
Yeah.
What has he got?
51 or
24?
something like
He's on pace.
that. Yeah, he's at 24.
Oh my god, bro! What a first half by Kyrie.
Kyrie Irving really he's otherworldly, man.
Crazy.
And that's halftime, boys.
Yep. Well, that's about gonna do it for this first ever live for Word on the Block. Had a great time. Glad for all of you that tuned in. Hope you guys tune in again. Sam, you have any last thoughts?
No, and again, like this has been great. First ever live show. We're on the Block Pod. Go and get it on Spotify as well as Apple Podcasts. But more importantly, download SportsMe and battle any of us that are on the app. Battle any basketball fans, football fans, baseball fans, soccer fans. Battle anybody that's on the app. It's on iOS and on Android. So there's no excuse for y'all to get it. All right, guys. Take care.